Hi everybody, Mike here. Sorry I couldn't be with you today. Um, in this video, I'm going to be giving you an overview of the information that I've put together for you in regards to creating assessments in Schoology that can be more accessible to our learners. So I've created a sample assessment, and again, to create an assessment, you can either click on one of the lines where you want to insert it, or you can go to Add Materials, Add Assessment, and I'm going to go into the edit menu here and show you that you can give a due date, which is always a good idea to add the due date of when this assignment is due. You can put the actual times on here. You can also do that by section so that if you wanted to have it at certain times, you can also you set your points here, however you're doing it, summative, formative. You can also set the submissions from until. So for example, I might say I want it, if it's tomorrow and I'm doing it during first hour, for example, I could put in that I'm going to go from 9 or at 10 until tomorrow at 10:50 or whatever the time happens to be. You can have passwords or not, but this way it's only available to students to take during that time. You can adjust this if you need to. If someone missed, they can come back and take it. You set your scale, you make it published or not, and then it would only be available for them to submit during those time periods. So then you would save your changes. And then when you go into the assessment, you'll be setting up questions, and you can see in the assessment tool you have a huge range of assessment type questions that you can ask, from your traditional assessment types to even allowing the student to add audio as their response or to create a video response. You can have them upload a file if you want to, or label images, highlight hotspots, highlight things on an image, or highlight text. They can do math short answer, number lines, and charts. All of these are possible within here. Now, for being able to make things accessible, I'm going to show you in the preview mode what it would look like to the student. So here in preview, I'll start a new attempt, and I've got why did the water gate break-in happen? Now, students have some accessibility options here that they can set up the font size if they want to, make it a little bit larger. They can set the zoom, how to do that. If it's easier for them to view things as white on black, they can do that and click OK. So they've got that possibility. But then if students, for example, have some difficulty with typing and stuff like that, they can use the read write tool, and it's an extension that comes on their Chromebook that then if they use the dictation talk and type tool, the Watergate break-in happened due to Richard Nixon asking his subordinates to break in. Obviously, I need to fix that part, but it allows you to, it will dictate. Now, it does delay a little bit, but it gives them the opportunity to, and now it's picking all that information up. All right, I'm going to turn that off. And you can see it does a pretty good job of doing that for me. All right, so that's how they can talk to enter the information. On the next question, they have the ability to actually give a video response. So if I'm doing this and I want them to be able to just give a video response to it, they could do it that way. So I could hit record. The Watergate break-in happened when Richard Nixon ordered his subordinates to have the Dirty Tricks group break into the Watergate Hotel to steal information from, I believe it was Daniel Ellsberg's psychiatrist. And now students can play it back here if it works well, and then they can review and submit. Excuse me. So that is how they can create that, and they can use it. They can also, I didn't show the part where they can actually have the text highlighted to be read back to them, but in that same preview, if I'm on a new attempt, um, I can highlight the text here, and so it will go through and read all the information on there when it's highlighted. So students can use that as a way for them to be able to complete the assessment that way. Um, in the instructions, I've got some more information on how to set up the assessment, getting your settings. You can have time limits, random order, so that kids are getting things differently. And then within each question type, so for multiple choice questions, you can have the answers randomized. Be careful if you do have all of the above in there, because that'll mess things up possibly. Um, Students can flag questions for review or eliminate answer choices. Again, that's a possible accommodation that can be put in place. And the nice thing is you could you could have the assessment set up for most of the kids in class, save it to resources, and then bring it down and add some of these other features and only individually assign it to the kids that need some of those accommodations. Um, Text to speech toolbar with screen masking during the attempt can be turned on. They can highlight text and use a notepad. So those kinds of things can be given to assist students if need be. So if that text to speech toolbar with screen masking is on, I'll show you what that feature looks like. Oops. See that when we come to this first question, there's built-in controls to assist. So I can use this to click anywhere on the text. So if I click on that, and I can hear the text, I can use screen masking to only select certain things as I go through. So that's another nice accommodation feature. There's also some settings where I can change the voice speed, I can change the tools there. And this is set up by the student to kind of assist them in that process. And that's all built in to the assessment tool. So again, in the information that I'm sharing with you, I've given you links to the entire assessment guide, which includes all the information you need to know on setting up your assessments, all of the different question types, also how you can create item banks for assessments, so that if you have an assessment, you can have multiple questions that are randomly chosen. So if you're worried about students cheating on the assessment, you can have 20 questions and the assessment will randomly select 10 of them um, as a way to do that. And you can also randomize the order of those assessments. You can also, if you had created tests and quizzes in the past, you can convert those now to Schoology assessments. And you can take those test and quiz banks that you might have had and convert them to item banks, which can be used in the new assessment tool that includes some of those accessibility features. So hopefully this will help as you move forward with providing assessments to students and helping your students be successful and really be able to show what they know. If you have any questions or would like me to sit down with you and assist with building the assessment out, I'd be happy to. Thanks and have a great day.